What's going on, guys? It's your average consumer. This is the Acer Predator Helios 300. I've been genuinely enjoying this laptop for the past month. This is where I've been playing all of my PC games, and it's been treating me really well. And we can't talk about a gaming laptop without touching on the specs. So this guy is powered by an Intel Core i7 7700HQ processor, a GTX 1060 graphics card, as well as 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM, which makes this thing a beast at gaming. I've been able to play games with ultra settings in a lot of departments, so it's actually been awesome to game on it. And just taking a look at this thing, guys, it looks like a gaming laptop, and I'm okay with that. It's got this nice black and red color scheme. It even has a red backlit keyboard, which is actually very comfortable to type on. It also has a really solid and clicky trackpad. And if you're wondering about the I/O, we've got a couple of ports. On the right side, you've got your port for power, as well as 2 USB ports and a headphone jack. And on the left side, you've got an Ethernet port, a USB Type-C port for USB 3.1, as well as an HDMI port, a 3.0 USB port, and an SD card slot. So pretty much whatever you need to connect to this guy, you're gonna be able to do that. Now, something I like about this is that it's actually user upgradable. You have 256 gigs of solid state storage, and if you want to upgrade that, there's a bay so that you can add an SSD or a hard drive of whatever capacity you want right into the system. You can also change it from 16 gigs to 32 gigs. And this is a pretty big laptop. It's got a 15.6 inch IPS display, and it's in 1080p, which is good enough for a gaming laptop on a small screen like this. 1080p is just fine. The games I've been playing, like The Witcher 3, have looked really awesome. I've been playing some of my old school games like Grandia 2. And you've also got access to the Xbox app, so if you have any Xbox digital games, you can actually play them right over here. That's probably one of my favorite things about Windows and having the Xbox. You can play your games between the two systems, so that's really awesome. It's been really smooth, guys. And it's just a little bit over $1,000, which if you think about it is a really good deal. There are a lot of laptops out there that cost that much but can't handle this kind of performance. So this is a very solid deal, and I am glad I got my hands on it.
You guys as a brand, as a company. I trust you guys 100% with my stuff.
The MSI has a focus on gaming and has for a long time. I love them. That's my main brand.
They're freaking amazing.
MSI is one of the best in the market.
Hey everyone, I'm Julian, and let me introduce you to the Acer Predator Triton 700. Now, the first thing you'll notice is it's thin. Really thin. At just 0.7 inches tall and 5.4 pounds, this laptop won't wear you out if you're carrying it in a backpack or big purse all day. Now, you might think that at such a slim profile, you'd have to sacrifice graphical horsepower, but they've managed to squeeze a Max-Q GTX 1080 in there with a base clock of 1290 megahertz. When we played Destiny 2 on the highest settings with a field of view of 100, we hovered around 100 frames per second and dipped as low as 85 FPS when the action got really intense. But those numbers can go higher. Acer found that even though they've got one of the most powerful cards in a chassis less than the width of my thumb, they still had some wiggle room to play with. So they did what any red-blooded gamer would do and overclock the GPU. Overclocked, this card can run at 1440 megahertz and boost up to 1618 megahertz. And that's because of a hyper-efficient fan that you can actually see through an eye-catching glass panel at the top. Right next to it, there's a touchpad, and since it's made of Gorilla Glass, your fingers are going to feel right at home if you've ever used a smartphone. Moving down, you can see the keyboard, which out of the box have this sweet turquoise to match the rest of the laptop. But if you're not a fan, you can pick from any of the other 16.7 million possible colors. The screen is a 120Hz Full HD LCD with G-Sync to keep your frame stable and tear-free. But if you want more, the Triton 700 has the ports to support up to 3 external displays. This thing actually has a surprising amount of ports, including 3 USB 3.0s, Thunderbolt 3, a secret USB 2.0, and Gigabit Ethernet to supplement the killer Double-Shot Pro Wi-Fi. Other internals include an Intel Core i7-7700HQ processor running at 2.8 GHz, 32 GB of RAM, and dual 256 GB NVMe PCIe SSDs in an RAID configuration that can transfer files faster than I can say all those letters. And yes, I know it's pronounced RAID. So there you have it, the Predator Triton 700 from Acer. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and be sure to like and subscribe because there's plenty more great content here on GeForce.